For Module 11, I looked at the culture and health issues of the Amish and Roma Americans. I found that many Amish Americans have few behavioral risks due to various health promoting factors. Their religion doesn't believe in tobacco use, alcohol use, so they have low rates of tobacco use and alcohol consumption, and they have high levels of physical activity and low levels of obesity just because they're so not immersed in the culture of Americans. They have their own culture, really. However, the Amish Americans are very cautious and conservative and may refuse healthcare services. In Romani culture, the larger a person is, the luckier he or she is to be considered. A thin person is considered to be ill and have poor luck. As a group, they may resist immunization, and because of their close quarters, they can spread diseases more readily. And they resist immunization because of their beliefs regarding purification, because they are so strictly following the Bible. And their diet is high in fat and salt, so that also can be a risk factor. A great percentage of them can smoke, and this puts them at risk for cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, and then their closeness of living quarters, that puts them more at a risk for infectious disease such as hepatitis. Romani children are more likely to be premature with low birth weight, and their increased incidence of consanguineous marriages have led to increased risks of birth defects. This made me ask the question, how concerned are the Amish and Roma Americans for their people if they allow them to do all these things that can increase their risk of getting sick and prevent them from getting better? I speculated that I asked this question because I come from a culture where there are no bounds to the things my family would do for me if I became ill. Nothing would be too far past our religion and beliefs for my family to try to save me. However, I know that most everything the Amish Roma Americans do is centered on their religion, and their most important goal in life is to line up with their religion, so it's worth it to them to believe their health is worth sacrificing for their beliefs. I found from an outside source, anybody who has driven through Pennsylvania has undoubtedly seen Amish farms and settlements. In some towns, one can encounter a group of Amish people selling their handcrafted quilts and wicker baskets on the street to non-Amish folks, as this is one way they earn money. The Amish stand out. They make no effort to conform to contemporary society, and they are perfectly happy as such. Even if one does not know of the Amish people or anything for what they stand for, it is obvious that their simple way of life comes from a deeply ingrained belief in the Bible and its principles, and that they do not believe in imposing their beliefs upon others. They believe that their way of life is the right way to live, although they're not missionaries and they don't impose these upon others. The Amish people purposely stand out from society because they are proud of beliefs and proud of their way of life. The Amish are perfectly content with their way of life, and know their health is just another sacrifice for their religion that I treasure so highly. The sources I found my information from was the Module 11 notes in an article by Allison Foley called The Amish.